Alright, so it's been about a week since Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires was announced to the world, and we know little to nothing about it. The only thing is that we know it's not going to be open world like Dynasty Warriors 9 is, and there's going to be a new revamped create a character system or create a warrior system. So today we're just going to speculate on what the game might be or what it might have. Basically today we're going to be looking for the stages in Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, because they usually rip out the stages from the main game, so hopefully we can find some unique locations, what I feel about a certain location and whether or not it's going to be really added, or if they need to add stuff to make it a location. So based off the information that we already know, specifically this picture right here, we can form a general idea of how the game is going to work, and I believe that it's going to work similar to a Dynasty Warriors 7 or a Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. So Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires has 24 stages. These are Xiliang, Tianshui, Chang'an, Luoyang, Jinyang, Beiping, Ye, Beihai, Puyang, Xiapi, Hanzhong, Xiangyang, Xuchang, Hefei, Chengdu, Yang'an, Jiangling, Jianye, Wuling, Changsha, Weiji, Nanzhang, Jiaoji, and Nanhai. Jesus Lord, so I don't think that they're gonna even include all of those maps. They're probably gonna cut a few or even a lot, maybe. So now that we have this list, we can start doing a little bit of stage searching ourselves, starting with... Alright, so if we're looking at Hanzhong as a battlefield, how would it look on Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, right? So obviously we don't know how big these Dynasty Warriors 9 battlefields are, how even like they would section it off, right? So really I feel like it'd be around this area because this is where the main mission of Hanzhong is, right? So this is like the main, right here is like the main, this should be the main attraction of the Hanzhong battlefield, right? If this was in Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, this is probably like the main camp, I would say. No, this wouldn't even be the main camp, would it? No, it's interesting because look, they can either make this place the main camp, which was, I wouldn't mind because it looks like very final stage of a battle, but they can also make it the city. The only problem with making it the city though is this city is copy pasted everywhere. I would much rather have Hanzhong's like main camp being here. Alright, so Hanzhong's over there. The main camp that we're talking about was Mount Dingjun. Yeah, I think they're gonna really just from this corner to Hanzhong, that's gonna be the Hanzhong map. Alright, so we're doing Tianshui now. So Hanzhong was down here. I picture Tianshui, well Tianshui is right, it's the city, right? Tianshui is the city. You're gonna include Shanggui, if this is what it's called. So Tianshui would include Shanggui and Tianshui itself. Probably it would cut off towards the northern bank right here. So it'd probably be from Mount Wu. I imagine this, right? If you're invading from Chengdu, you would probably start at Mount Wuchang. If you're invading from the north, like Xiliang or Chang'an, right? City looks like a generic city, right? But it looks like it has like a desert Xiliang theme to it. So I wouldn't mind having this be the final spot. So this would be Tianshui's main camp area. Tianshui has the same mountain like setting as Hanzhong, so again, seems like a pretty standard battlefield. Nah, not too interesting. Not too interesting. I don't think Tianshui is going to be a very interesting battlefield. Alright, so then there is Wuzhong Plains. Wow, so Wuzhong Plains is a very big battlefield in Dynasty Warriors 9. It literally, this is a start point for the Shu area. And it seems like the home base main camp would always be right around here where Sumigi is, so they wouldn't include Tianshui in it. They'll probably cut it off around here. They will not try to include any of Hanzhong, which we're at. So it's probably going to be around here from like Dongwu to like the Yellow River border. It'll probably include it up to like Mount Hua or something, or whatever the city. Chang'an. Wow, Chang'an's right there. Oh, so this could be like Chang'an's battlefield, really. Because Chang'an is a city in the map of like all the Empires games, right? Imagine for Chang'an's map, it also includes Wuzhong Plains, right? And depending... So this main camp for the Wuzhong Plains could be the invading side from, maybe if you're invading from Tianshui or something, you know? And then Chang'an itself could be the main camp for the home base. But if we were to go straight to Wuzhong Plains, let's see what that's gonna look like. But Chang'an itself, let's check out Chang'an itself. Oh yeah, but this is basically Chang'an. It's probably where the main camp of the home team would be. So, I mean, pretty interesting. I don't know if it's a unique city or not, but it's definitely one of the bigger cities in Dynasty Warriors 9. So Chengdu is actually like a really cool. It's not. I wouldn't say it's a cool battlefield, but it's different in the way that it's just a big field of grass, right? It looks like Hyrule Field. It's just a big field. So interesting what they would do with the Chengdu. Let's check out more around like Luo Castle around Chengdu. There's a river surrounding Chengdu. There's a bunch of bamboo over there. Other than that, you know, not a lot. I don't think Chengdu would be a very interesting battlefield. It'd probably just be mainly the city. So let's explore around the city a bit. Or actually, Chengdu looks really interesting because this is a very unique city. Chengdu is a very unique city. It has like a bamboo theme to it, and these red walls, which is like the color of the Shu Nation. I know like a lot of people identify Shu as the color of green, right? But in a lot of other in a lot of other media, Shu is red. Shu is like red or white. No, Shu's mostly red. So I imagine like there would be a lot more enemies, officers around this area, and just be duking it out really. Alright, so this is what Chengdu looks like as very far away. You can't really see all of the buildings rendered, so you can't really see all of Chengdu. Wow, this is kind of sad. Chengdu's just that big. Anything else, but mostly it's just grass. So Chengdu's battlefield would just be grass. Alright, so even though the inside of Chengdu is very unique, right? If they were to just port this right to Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, it wouldn't be very interesting. Alright, and then for Xiliang, it's really a bunch of desert. It's a lot of desert. I think Xiliang is like a section, it's like a province, so they're not really looking for a specific building or anything. I think Wu Wei is probably the place that they're gonna pick if they were to make a Xiliang, like a Xiliang battle, right? This is what Wu Wei would look like, right? It's just a bunch of desert. A whole lot of desert, and this would probably be the main camp. But Wu Wei, it's like a basic. This is a copy-paste city. Wu Wei is a copy-paste city. I don't like it. It's just a copy-paste city with a desert, like sandstone. Let's see what the northeastern west camp of Wu Wei looks like. Okay, you have a nice view of the Great Wall. That's kind of nice. You can see the attraction in the background. I don't think you'd be able to reach it in Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires though. This is a very bare bones camp. We would definitely need to add some stuff if they were going to use this. Why is that thing floating? Why is that floating? Please tell me it's not actually floating. What the fuck? Guys, I'm not kidding you. This is 2 years after the game's been released. This is 2 years after the game's been released. So obviously you have Wu Wei over there and you have Shiping Gate here. So honestly what I'm thinking is that they're gonna... The Empire's battlefield's probably gonna look like this. Which doesn't look too bad, right? What I would want them to do probably is like take this area and just fill it with a bunch of structures, right? Like unique structures, something that like Xiliang, with a bunch of Xiliang themed structures, right? So Xiliang is a big question mark. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Alright, so this is Guandu. Guandu's battlefield. Right off the bat, you see a bunch of rooftops. Wow, this is nice. Well, this battlefield wasn't that really memorable. Why does it look so interesting to me now? Wow, this battlefield looks clean. Hold on. Check it out. Oh, whoa. Okay, so there is a river, which is pretty nice. You have a river over there. You have that city. And it's pretty unique in the fact that there's a bunch of wooden structures. There's a lot of like water banks and everything, like water. Guandu's really solid right now. It looks really solid for a Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires battlefield. Alright, so in my opinion, if we're talking about Chirby, the Battle of Chirby in Dynasty Warriors 9 was super disappointing. It was literally you get on those small ass boats, and maybe like there's a big boat like this one, and then you would launch them out to sea, and then they just kind of just sit there. There's not even any swaying like there was in Dynasty Warriors 8. How would they do the Battle of Chirby in this? If they somehow make the naval battles seem more interesting, which I doubt they will, because there's really only one stage that has naval battles, and that's Chirby. So what, you know what I'm thinking they're gonna do instead for Chirby? They're gonna, I'm pretty sure they're just gonna make the port part of the battlefield. They're gonna make the port of Chirby, and they're gonna make the entire city of Chirby. Cause this city is pretty damn like fucking cool. There's like a bunch of war camps, a bunch of war fences, a bunch of stuff like that. Really cool setting. I like the Southlands a lot, or like, is it Southlands? At most, it's gonna include Chirby, Wulin, and Shako. That's probably the Changsha battlefield. So we're looking at Nangmon as a battlefield, right? This would be one of the dopest battlefields to have. You would have the poison swamplands, the marshes over there. You have the city of Nanjang, which already looks super unique because there's wood. There's a lot more like primitive technologies used to make this stuff. Like you could see the wood, it's less stony. So actually, Nanmon is probably one of my most anticipated battlefields. It even has the arena. Imagine they put the arena in there. So obviously this is Nanmon. This would be the Nanmon area, which is Nanjang. This place is probably my most anticipated battlefield in Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. It's probably Nanmon, because you barely have any interaction. You have one battle in Dynasty Warriors 9 base game. It's very like culturally different too. More southeast, like more south. Yeah, southern Asian. I fuck with it. I messed with it. This is really cool. It's really cool. Let's check out JIANYE. Where's the staple? Oh wow, there's a lot of lakes. Wow, there's a lake over there. There's a lake over there. JIANYE. JIANYE looks pretty nice. JIANYE is a pretty nice stage to be in, I would say. Lake Tai, wow. You could have JIANYE, you can have it to where it includes Mount Tai, Wujun, maybe even, what is this city, Huiji? Oh, Huiji's a map in Dynasty Warriors 8. Alright, so Huiji has the coastal vibes. The trees are different, there's a lot more sand. This is what I would want to see in like a Wu like capital. I mean, like the stage for a Wu stage, really. You can see sand, you can see grass, trees, green grass. It looks nice. If they do choose to include Jiaozi in it, this is gonna be the stage. This is Jiaozi's stage, right? It's pretty nice. I just like the tropical motif. I keep saying tropical, but that's more along the lines of Nanmon. This is more like coastal. I would want them to section it off like a little bit where the mixture is. It's not a really big battlefield. There's not a lot to go off here. Where are at? Xiangyang right here, right? For the most part, it's the same shit. There's not a lot going on for this area, really. So if they were to include Xiangyang, it would include Fawn Castle, right? Which is pretty unique. I think Fawn Castle is unique. So since it does include Fawn Castle, I was gonna write this off initially, but since it does include Fawn Castle, I would expect it to, like, around here, like, it'll just include Xiangyang and Fawn Castle. Actually, like, Fawn Castle looks pretty generic. They would definitely have to touch it up a bit if they're gonna edit, which they're probably going to edit. Fawn Castle is a big battle in Three Kingdoms. Alright, enough of that. Let's check out Luoyang. Luoyang is probably, it was the initial Han capital. It was the initial Han capital. So this is the grandest city in the game. This has to be the grandest city in the game. Let's check out photo mode real quick. Oh shit. Okay, this is obviously post Dongzhuo like sabotage. So it doesn't look that great. Everything's just terrible. There's like something interesting in Luoyang that I want to show you guys. I believe that there's something here that's very interesting. Oh, right here. Okay, a little secret tunnel that leads outside of the city. Can I bring my horse in there? Secret tunnel thing that you won't find unless you like snooped around Luoyang. But it basically takes you outside the city. If they were to make Luoyang a map, it would just be, honestly, probably just be Luoyang. I don't think you'll be able to access Mount Song over here. Yeah, but Hulao is just a big ass field, honestly. The only thing that's unique about it is the gate and that camp over there. This is one of the main camps, right? This camp in front of Hulao Gate. And then the other main camp would be Luoyang itself. That would be pretty dope. And then there's Hangul Gate too. You look, if you like glance at Xuchang right off the bat, like you can notice that there's these unique formations around the city. I mean, Wan Castle has them too, but I've never really noticed these things outside of Xuchang. Xuchang is unique in that aspect. It has like a unique castle formation. It looks a lot like Wu actually, but then there's less water for Xuchang, so it's more like a dry Jianye. So if they were to add Xuchang, I feel like they would add, well, Xuchang itself. I don't know if they'll add anything else, honestly. Xuchang itself might just be the map. But I feel like, okay, Guangzhong would definitely be a map because it just looks way too unique, really. It doesn't look like, I don't think it looks like any other castle. HEFEI. Okay, let's check out HEFEI. Wait, that's the Northwestern camp. HEFEI itself. Check out HEFEI itself. HEFEI itself looks very unique. That castle is really big, or the main castle is really big. The only thing really different I could say is that the castle looks really big. There's a giant field for like a siege battle right here. I can say HEFEI is definitely gonna be in Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. It's definitely gonna be there. Check out Shapi. Shapi is definitely Shapi is definitely unique. I see him just straight up cutting Shapi into Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, honestly. You have a nice view of, I think that's Mount Song. Shapi is just different. Shapi is different, so I definitely see them including, like, straight up just putting Shapi into the game. Hopefully we get a better idea of like what to expect in Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Like, this is probably gonna turn redundant it could turn redundant tomorrow, honestly, if they release Dynasty Warriors 9 news, Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires news, and then like it just says maps are entirely new or something. Like, it doesn't matter. Alright, well, that's the video. Honestly, creating this video was a little bit depressing, just in the fact that it kind of shows how little variety there is in Dynasty Warriors 9's open world. This is where I ask you, if you liked the video, like the video, and if you want to see more, subscribe. I might do a Dynasty Warriors 9 hiking video in the future, so stay tuned.